Dad picked this up. This is a 69 Honda CT70. These are kind of hot right now. People really like these, but Dad likes them too, and he found this one a town over, Sierra Vista, for a good deal. And same story as most of the stuff we get. It doesn't run, and we don't even know. Did you get any kind of a story with this?
No, other than it was just sitting in the desert, sitting in the yard.
We're going to get it out and see if it runs. Dad, did you kick it over and it has compression, you said?
I did kick it, and it wasn't locked.
Okay.
It wasn't locked up.
All right, well, we'll see if we can get it running, see what's going on with it.
Yeah, we'll go riding on a little Honda.
Yeah. And later on, after we get done messing with the Honda CT70, I'm going to be putting together a couple of real gas station pole signs from the early 60s. And actually, this one here is the exact same style that was featured in the movie No Country for Old Men at a gas station in a scene in the movie. So I'll be putting those together later on in the video, and here's what they look like done.
Busted.
Bust.
It's busted. Well, I've bought these fenders in the aftermarket, and the original fenders, feel how thick that is. The ones that you buy in the aftermarket, I don't think you could grab it and set it on the ground. I think they just fold up.
They're flimsy.
Flimsy.
All right.
It's only got
26,000.
2,668 miles on it.
Is that, I don't even know what that equates to. Is that like a lot for these? I don't know.
No, that's not a lot of miles.
2,600 miles?
Well, I don't know. That might be a lot of miles in the dirt.
Depending on how hard it was rode. Somebody enjoyed it for a while. I mean, 2,600 miles is a lot of miles on a little thing like this.
Yeah.
So Dad knows more about these than I do. I've never messed with these, but these were hot ticket items when you were a kid, weren't they?
Yeah, I got in the reason why I wanted them is because I was promised one when I was young, and as you well know, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So when I got older, I'm buying them.
Yeah. Dad already has 2 blue ones that are in pretty good shape, and this is his 3rd one.
This one here, I don't know. It looks a little, maybe. It might be all right. We'll see. But at least it's not locked up. It seems like it's got compression. See? Doesn't.
Yeah.
Seems like it's got compression. I'm gonna lift the seat. I'm gonna take the seat off of it and see what it's got see if it's got any fuel in it. Probably have to take the, then it looks like somebody's did a rig job on this, like they bypassed the key switch.
Like to hot wire it?
Yeah, it looks like it's been hot wired.
Do these things take batteries?
Yeah, they do. You can put batteries in them. It's got like a little alternator built into it, but they'll run without them because half the.
Has it got a magneto? Is that what it is?
No, it's not a mag. It's just got inside of it. It's just got like a little. I don't know what they call them, stators, alternators, but it's internal in here. But most of the time they work. I mean, all the ones I've messed with have always worked. Now, this one might not, but
were these 4 strokes?
Yeah.
So they had oil, like you don't mix oil?
No.
Yeah,
No. Where's the hook on this? Oh, here it is.
Oh, there's the little battery.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Should be like a little tool thing that they sent from Honda, like a little tool bag, but obviously it's gone. It's a little 6-volt.
Is this the dealer tag? Something Kretz and Son?
Oh, I don't know.
Motorcycle Inc.
Honda Suzuki.
Yeah, they
Ed
must have,
Kretz. Ednet, Kretz.
I wonder where that was.
Pull it up. Here, we'll just look it up.
So I did look up who Ed Kretz was. I'd never heard of him, and apparently he was a motorcycle racer from the 30s and 40s, best known for winning the first Daytona 200 race in 1937, riding an Indian Scout. He was a rough rider, apparently. That's the cutest little battery I've ever seen.
Let's see if it comes up.
Oh, there's the little gas tank.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. I don't see none. No, it's dry.
Well, if these hoses, these are the gas hoses, if they're cut, it would all drain down, right?
Yeah, it would have all drained down. Yeah. We'll have to take this gas tank out of it. Check the wall.
Is there other bolts holding the tank in?
No, it's got to be fished out of there. Yeah, you get it. Oh, yeah. The battery box has got to come out. No, that's going to leak all over the place. I'm sure it's wet.
There we go. There it is. There it is. There we go. Okay, there's the little tank. Get that hose over here.
Blow that air through there again.
I can tell this is kind of, it's like crud on it.
Yeah, and you can't mess with that because it's got like an O-ring in it. Leak. Here, vacuum it.
That's not strong enough to get that. Yeah, I got some hose that'll fit that.
No way. because it's little bitty.
Yeah. I got someplace over here.
I think if I remember correctly, it's if you don't use that stuff will work, but it's real hard to run back up through the back side of it. It's just thicker. Yeah. Here.
Got compression. Yeah.
I know it's gonna. I know it ain't gonna spark. There ain't no way. See now. This button up here. Mess with that button, mate. Okay. Maybe. That might be why they quit riding it.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
I don't see nothing. How did they run this? Bypass the key switch. I remember I had it all figured out at one time. I had it all remembered because like I said, I messed with them too, and I had them things just. You be sure you remember which one's which. Put a mark on the one that's reserve. They're real hard to run. The fat ones. Yeah, you're gonna end up breaking that tank. I think you got to put small hoses on it. I had to go up and buy real small hose. Well, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wiring harness in it because the wiring harness that was in it was all whacked up, cut up, old, brittle.
So Dad ordered parts for it already. He ordered, there's a wiring harness kit in here, there's a new key switch, there's a carburetor kit, all sorts of stuff in here for this.
But everything on it is, I mean, you know this is old. What is this? It's just been sitting out in the desert. And in order to get it right, you're at least gonna have to, if you want the lights and the horn and all that stuff to work, you're gonna have to switch out the harness.
Yeah. So Dad's just about got the carburetor off, gonna rebuild it, but also you say you have to take the carburetor off to get to some of the wiring?
Well, yeah, see, look at the air cleaner thing.
Did they already silicone it? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's already been siliconed. I was hoping to save this, but
It's not looking like it's savable.
No, it's looking pretty raunchy. But this is what I was looking at. Some of this got eat up. Some of it got. No, I don't think that was taped up. I think that's factory wiring cover. But some, you can see that mice got down in there. But luckily, they didn't eat that up. I'm sure that's for the ignition and charging. But then this got eat up. That probably was, if that got over against the frame, probably part of the reason it wasn't sparking. Stuff these wires up in there so it'll fit through there, and then you got to figure out a way to spin it around and get it in the thing. Can't get it pushed that way far enough. You got to twist it around through the hole. Stuck the key in it. Or I could twist it.
There it is. Yeah, new key switch and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that lock ring on there before you lose it in the.
It'll have to bend the metal before it comes back out.
Yeah.
I remember that last one. This is my third one. It's the same thing. I get it in there, twist it around. Put the old trusty key in there because that'll be the first thing that gets lost.
There you go, you gotcha.
Yeah.
Got your new key switch.
This is the wiring that goes up into the headlights. Yeah, see, this goes up through here. This is nice. I like this, and then you pull the headlight out and hook all these wires up.
And then this goes.
That'll be gone. Yeah, that'll be gone.
Is this going to the headlights right now? Yeah.
Yeah, that's all going. If you look inside here, that's all going for the headlights.
Let me see. Yeah, okay.
That'll all go in there for the headlights. So then we got the key switch hooked up. What you don't want to forget is the key thing right here. This makes your job look as professional as you can get it. See, once you get it all done, you get your wiring put in there. You order this, you got to put this through these wires first.
Oh, a grommet?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't rub a hole in the wire?
Mm-hmm. Makes it look better. And you don't want to forget to put this in there before you hook these up, because then you can't put this on. See, once you get all done, then you'll put that little plug in there.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make it look a lot better? Because these always break. The sun gets them. Just by merely pulling that out of there, you break it.
Yeah.
Just by merely pulling it out of there. Honda was really good. If you look inside here, they got like a little, they was really thinking when they put this together. Look how nice they did things. Even down inside the frame, Look, there's a place to put the wiring.
Let me see.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice?
It's
Little,
legit.
yeah, they've done a good job. And then obviously you got to run it down below your gas tank. So when you put your gas tank in, you don't. But I thought that was really neat the way they did that. I mean, it's easy to do. It's not hard to put in. It's just like, it's plug and play. That's what's nice about that harness. It's identical.
Where'd you get it?
We just got it on eBay. $30. Here's your brake switch for your brake light. Like when you, obviously, when you hit your brake.
Oh, it pulls that down?
Yeah. See, here's your little plug-in for your battery. Green, red, black. So I'm saying, so there's that.
So this is the headlight switch.
Yeah.
So I gotta hold it while Dad screws it on from underneath.
Okay.
All right, headlight switch is on.
It's on now. I gotta run it through the handle. I mean,
Yeah, that's legit.
yeah. I mean, they had some crazy looking.
Well, that plastic one probably broke, and then they put that on there.
You know what? I didn't think about that. Maybe that's, instead of me thinking that you're right. Instead of me thinking that was their on and off switch, they was using that for a bright and dim.
The original one probably got brittle and broke.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what?
It's probably plausible.
Very plausible. Very plausible information there. Ever tell you about my Aunt Mary? Oh.
Do you like tape it together or? Oh, you do.
Yeah, but.
Oh, you got one.
Yeah.
Your other ones came apart.
No, they didn't. They didn't. I just pulled one through. I figured I could fish the other two.
Oh.
There's one. Oh. Little turd. Little turd. Okay, I'm trying to get the other.
Is that 3?
Yeah, that's 3.
Alright.
Hold on.
Oh, that's good.
Alright. All I gotta do now is. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's legit. Having the grommets, that's nice. Yeah, it makes it professional.
And this was wrapped around this.
So the wiring harness that goes down into the headlight is in and complete. Wiring harness that goes through the body and comes to the back is complete and plugged in. A new tail light has been put on it. And now Dad is working on the carburetor. He's got the carburetor apart. He's got the kit ready. It's pretty chalky and nasty inside. One thing about small carburetors is if you don't run them for even a year, they just will not run. So yeah, I had a dirt bike once that ran and drove great, and then I let it sit for a year, and them little passages in those little carburetors just plug up, and it would not run until I cleaned the carburetor out. So big carburetors on a car can sit for years, even decades, but the ones on these little ones, they just plug up too easy.
Yeah, you got to pull these off and make sure you can blow through them.
Orifices are just too tiny.
And if they, sometimes the best thing to use is for torches,
the torch tip cleaner.
Torch tip cleaner. That's sometimes that, or a bitty drill bit.
We've had the carburetor sitting in chem dip all night long. It's pretty clean now. Yeah, you guys saw it was really chalky before, and both of the fuel inlet passages were completely plugged. So this needed to be done because it wasn't going to run. Were any of the other passages plugged up, or just those two?
Inlet passages, and there's forget what this is. Oh, I think this is the actual gas in. It was just completely plugged with dirt, just completely. You couldn't, I mean, just full of dirt. Yeah, it's just you couldn't have ran it. There was no way it was going to run.
Yeah.
But now I can. Now it's okay. But this kit that I got, it was on eBay. It's got everything. It's got this little side cover is just totally trashed. They sent all the stuff for the kit, so it's a good kit. And it was, I can't remember, $20, whatever it was. It was fair. I thought the price was fair. So anyway, yeah.
The new wiring harness is in it, and now if you check, getting spark, which we were not getting before. No, it's sparking. Yeah. Still waiting on the battery to come in the mail, but that's not a huge deal. Just still keep moving forward with the carburetor.
They don't have to have a battery to run.
No.
The thing you're using the battery for is just for lights and stuff, but I think it puts out enough to even run the lights. I don't know. It's just there for, I call it
it's kind of like an accessory if you want to run the lights without it being running and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to hook up a radio.
Yeah, if you could hook up a little radio.
After that, and get the carburetor rebuilt, I'll run up and get some small fuel line. This stuff, I already been down that road before. I tried it on my own. I put the big gas line on it. It was too big. Everything wouldn't fit. So I had to go get something smaller, more for a.
Dad's talking about this fuel line. I had some of this small fuel hose, but it's really thick. The diameter is small, but the hose itself is really thick, and when you try and push the gas tank through, and you got to get them fuel lines through that hole, they don't really want to fit. So they sell, like, I don't know, motorcycle dirt bike fuel hose that's thinner walled, that goes through there easier. We hadn't actually drained the oil yet, so we took the drain plug out, and I thought it may be like plugged a little even with the drain plug out, so I put my poker up in there, and because sometimes it's sludgy, but it wasn't. So there's just a little bit of water and a little bit of oil. It was low on oil in the first place.
Thought it might be plugged a little bit.
Also, Dad got done with the fresh rebuild job on the carburetor, put it on, put the fuel hoses on, gas tank is in. Everything is starting to look really, really good for this Honda Trail 70.
Got straight 30 weight Conoco.
A real can.
Yeah, should probably use two quarts of oil before I can even get her to the Conoco station. Bet nobody knows what that song came from. No, it was 2 full quarts of 40 weight oil just to get her to the Conoco station. You know that song?
No.
Well, sorry. You gotta listen to old music. CW? No. CW? Who was that? I forget. See look how nice that oil looks. It's probably 50 years old.
Three-quarters of a quart?
That's what it says.
You got the fuel off of the carburetor or on?
Oh, it's on. I don't mess with turning it off. on. Come on. Put a little bit of choke on it. Choke her down a little bit. Maybe she needs a little bit of this. Shoes ought to start. Sounds good.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, the headlight's working.
Let me see, is your brake light?
Yeah.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a Honda CT70.
Look at that. Sounds good too. Been sitting around so long. Well, that old Conoco oil makes them run clean, don't it? Well, hopefully. Should be able to turn this. Yeah, that turns the lights off. That means the alternator's working. Yeah, I just forgot which one it was. That's better. Smells funny. Bet it's that water, oil, and there ain't no telling how many times it's been hauled on its side. Got oil all in the exhaust.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool? I'll put the seat on it and take it for a spin. Take it for a spin. I'll even let you ride it down the road. See if the seat will shut. Okay. Open. Open up the choke. Yeah, don't want to go too much. I won't. Listen to how nice that sounds. go out to the street.
Let's see. That thing's cool. Okay, so now I have all the big pieces in the shop ready to work on, ready to put together. So how this all came about, I didn't get all this in one go. I went down to Bisbee maybe a month or so ago, right before the baby was born, to this guy's house to buy some street lights I was interested in that are now on the front gate of my property. He had these two poles there, and this is all he had. And I knew what they were because now that I've been getting into pole signs over the last year or two, I saw these poles and I said, I know what those are. Those are Texaco poles. So I bought these poles. This one would be hard to identify if you didn't know what it is, because all it is a big stick, okay? And at first I was like, what is that? And then it hit me. This is the Texaco side mount. This is a center mount. They take the same sign, but he didn't have the ring. So anyway, I bought these for a good deal, and then I had to set out to find everything else to make it happen, this has been months in the making at this point, a few months. I found these two Texaco signs in another part of the country, and I found the ring for this in another part of the country, Texarkana. So let me tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix them right and do it good and put lights on them and all that jive. You know, I'm looking at this wiring and I'm trying to wonder if I can reuse it, because it doesn't look that bad, and if I don't have to pull new wire through that conduit, I'd rather not, because it's not easy. This can go. This is just like something somebody added on. Yeah, these don't have to be there. Look at all that dirt in there. Somebody's put new wire. This is, I'm sure, not factory, but that's okay. So they put a length here, and then they put a length here, and then they wire, or they connected them together. Some of these wires get so old that they're brittle, and then the insulation just comes right off of them, and then that's dangerous because it'll ground out and bust your circuit breaker. But these, look at that, you can bend them. Yeah, these are fine. I'm not gonna, a lot of dirt, but like the wise words of Tony Soprano, let's just let sleeping dogs lie. You know, this entire length of angle got bent. I'm sure when they were trying to take it down, I can see torch marks and stuff around the bolt holes. And you know, you got to think there was a really long time when these signs weren't worth anything and nobody cared, and they just abused them when they took them down. And I'm sure they got the other two bolts out and they didn't get these out, and the sign started to kind of tilt or fall over. Might have had a crane up top, and they bent the whole piece, you know, trying to yank it out. But now these signs are worth money, and you have to straighten out all that stuff that they did. You'll see these old 6-foot signs with torch marks all around the edges, because back when they were taking the sign down from the station, the bolts were so hard to get out, they'd just torch them off, and the sign will have all kinds of burn marks around the perimeter, and splatter and torch splatter and all that. That is definitely straight enough to stand. Good thing I just got that done, because I'm running out of acetylene. So one side of the pole has the conduit, and the other side is the side you actually set the sign down into. And so I have to actually take the pole out a little bit, flip it over so that I can set the sign down in and put the clips on. Now for the fun part. We can actually set one of the signs in the pole. It'll look much more complete, much cooler. We're gonna have to figure out these clips though. So I only have 2 out of all the clips I need, and they go around the whole perimeter. So you have 1, 2, 3, that's 4, 5. I mean, there's like probably 15 of them that go around this ring, and then there's probably the same amount that go around that ring, and I don't have any for that ring. So I actually had Emily measure these while I was out getting steel, and this is what I come up with. So this is a piece of angle iron. It's like 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, and we'll cut it in 3-inch sections and drill a hole. Ooh, and that'll be our clips. Uh-oh. Don't tell me this is not the right size. Oh my gosh. So I was under the impression that I had just made a huge mistake, and that these 2 different poles had 2 different size signs, and I got the wrong size sign. But after talking to another gentleman who is a big pole sign guy and doing a lot of measurements, the ring is bent out of shape. So that fits. Because if you do look at this ring closely, see that? It's supposed to just go like that. See how it kind of curves like this bell curve and then up? straight across. But if you look at this side, see how it kind of bends up? It should just be straight. It kind of bends up a little bit. I'm probably going to have to revisit putting this pole together at a later date because it's going to take some time to straighten this ring out. I'm sure what happened was when they were taking it down, they had a crane up top and they couldn't get two of the bolts out on the base. That's why the base was bent, and they pulled up on the top of that ring and yanked it up and bent it out around. But either way, I still have to keep moving forward. At least I can put one pole together. I don't think it's bent. But right now what I'm doing is cutting out all the clips for both signs. I'll eventually use the other set. So this is by far taking the longest out of anything that I've done on these pole signs. I cut all the clips out, I grinded off all the slag, and I marked out where I wanted the holes to be, and then I had so many of these I actually took them down to my friend Dave's house, my machinist friend, and used his mill and just cut all the holes in the clips. And I had to shave one side down, so if you see, this was 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch angle iron, and I had to cut this down to 1 inch. If you look at how the clip goes on the sign, if you did this, this would be sticking out all around the sign, and it would have been ugly. So I had to cut it like that, so that when you paint these black, you won't see like an edge on the white. It wouldn't look good. While those are kind of drying, is get this ring bolted to the frame. I tapped these holes. These are 3/4 inch holes, so they're tapped and ready to go. I got all the hardware to mount the ring, and then these are all the bolts for 24 bolts for all the clips for both signs.
Super clean, super nice, just like mine. And
Get that.
they started off at $1,500. They started off at $1,500.
So where we're at now is we have the sign in the pole, we have all the clips in, holding it in. I've been messing with these lights. I ran wire from the bottom to the top. I got them wire nutted in. The top isn't wired in permanently because I'm gonna have to take these lights out. I welded this back together. Somebody cut this a long time ago, I guess, to get it off. They couldn't get it off, so I welded it back together. I've never had original light posts with a sign, so I saved the light posts. Here's the other one. You can see that it's not straight. See how it angles? So usually, like, the pipes you get at the store obviously are just straight. So I saved these originals off of that sign. I will use the originals on this one, and I got new shades. The original shades looked sort of like that. They were angled shades. The original ones are really expensive, but now what we're doing is we're just trying to finish up this sign so we can move on. Just one thing after another. So this is gone. This conduit access door cover is gone. You can actually see how it was, like, the shape of it. So I cut one out. I painted it, drilled holes in it. So we'll put the conduit cover on, and then we can get this sat in the backyard until I want to put it up, and then we'll eventually fix this one and I'll sell it. Well, I'll tell you that ain't gonna work. Alright, well, these speed nuts aren't gonna work. They're too short. They won't actually go in far enough, so. I had one factory U-nut, they call it. It clips itself to the metal and it allows you to screw something in, but the new ones aren't long enough to reach the open hole, so I had to basically just weld nuts on the other side to get permanent nuts, I guess. They never come off. I'm careful to make any alterations to these old signs because I'm scared that something I might do might lower the value, but I feel like this is a good upgrade. No one's going to care. So as of now, I'm happy with where we're at. This sign is in theory ready to stand, and like I said, I think before, I want to keep this one, keep one, sell one. Obviously, this one is the more rarer of the two because it's a side mount, so I do want to keep this one, but we have a new wire going up to the top. We got a new conduit cover, tried to sort of quasi paint match it. We got the side mount ring bolted nice and sturdy to the pole. We got our wire going through the conduit up top all the way to the top junction. We have light number 1 with wires going through it ready to rock. We got light post number 2 ready to rock. You could put this pole up and be mighty proud of it, because you should be. It's an awesome piece of history. This one, I have other pressing matters to do with cars. That's my job, right, is cars, so that comes first. This one's gonna take some time to straighten out, so I'm gonna have to do this later, but at least we got one put together. So like always, guys, I really appreciate you all watching, and we will get back to car stuff next week.